Guys and girls, it's Know It Time!
Now, when you work with logs, I ask you to remember key formulas. There are 22 formulas in Math 12 you got to remember. We've done 4 plus 3. That's 7. Today, I'm going to give you 4 more formulas for you to remember. Oh yeah, you got to memorize those formulas. So you did 7 formulas already. Now I'm going to give you 4 more formulas. Now, applications of log. Really, there's 4 types you got to work with. 4 types. Logs has 4 types of applications. And the key, really, a lot of people have trouble with logs because they don't know the formula. Seriously. People fail logs not because they can't do it, because they can't even remember formula even if their life depends on it. If you use a formula sheet, you're done for. You will fail logs. Only difference between you and an A students can memorize the formulas. Your first type, I call this type 1. Really, logs is all about different types of questions. In real life, we can use logs on. Type 1 is simply about money. I like money, and money likes me. Money. Oh, money, money. That's what makes the world spin. Money. Now, keywords. Every question has a keyword. When you read a question, you look for the keywords and figure out what type it is. Keywords. The keyword for type 1 really talks about compound, monthly, annually. Did I spell annually wrong? 2 N's or 1 N? 2 N's, yeah, that's what I wrong. And that's why I stuck to teaching math. Annually. Weekly. No, you could. Compound. Dot, dot, dot. You can think of daily and all that stuff, but really, they all mean the same thing. Every question will use a keyword. When you read the question, click on the keyword. If you see keywords, someone talks about compound, monthly, weekly, all that stuff, right away we know it's type 1. There's a special formula for type 1. I'm going to show you how this is used, and we're going to work with this formula. A equals to P, open bracket, 1 plus R over N to the power of NT. Oh, yeah, you're going to memorize that. It's not so hard, trust me. If you remember 7 log rules, what's 1 more? Just nothing. Now, people make mistakes when they do this. I'm going to say this. Do not do this on your exam. This is wrong. Please don't do this. A lot of people I've seen in the past, they went A equals to P, open bracket, 1 plus R over N to the power of NT. Look at the difference between the formulas. This is wrong. See, this line right here only associates with the R. So if you do this, it's wrong, so cross it out, because you will get a totally wrong answer. A stands for your accumulated value. Accumulated value. Or, another word for that is your final value. P is what you get when you drink too much water. Bad joke of the day. Sorry, my bad joke. P is your principal. Principal. This is how much you invest at the beginning. Your initial investment. Initial investment. Now, your T is going to be the next one I'm going to go over. T is your time in years. R, I'm going to write down R and N at the bottom because R and N is what kills people on exams. R equals your interest rate. Interest rate in decimal form. This is key. Interest rate in decimals. Okay, not percent. If you do with percent, it's done for you. And finally, put a star beside N, because a lot of people get mixed up with N. N is the toughest one. N stands for the number of periods in a year. In a year. That's what N is. I'm going to give you an example. You're going to see a lot of these words on your exam. Monthly. Okay. If you see the word monthly in there, it talks about how many months make up a year. That's what it means by number of periods. So, mini, money, mo. Number of periods in a year. Okay. If I say monthly, Abraham, how many months are in a year? 12. So your N value equals to 12. If I say weekly, if the question has the word weekly, what is your N value going to be? Oh, whoa. Not 7. 52. Okay. Because there are 52 weeks in a year. That's what N stands for. Sometimes they may use the word semi-annually. Semi-annually. What about this one? Nope. What about this one? Not 6. Vikram? 2. Because semi-annually means half a year. How many half years make up a full year? Well, really, you need 2 half years. So this is the word, 2. I'm going to give you a question right now. We're going to see who can figure this one out. Let's say you have $1,000. Okay? Because when I graduated from high school, my parents gave me $1,000. Kid you not. That was my grad gift, $1,000. That was it. And then they put that in my TD bank. So let's say this. You invest. So I have $1,000 right now sitting in my TD bank.
It's still there?
It's still there.
Why didn't you touch it?
It's memories of my graduation. 2 years ago. You invest $1,000 at, now TD right now charges roughly 1.2% interest. Okay. Compounded monthly. So that's TD. You invest $1,000 at 1.2% compounded monthly. Now, it's been sitting there for about 2 years already. After 2 years, how much money would you have? Would you have? So guys, I'm going to pause it, let you try. So guys, I'm going to highlight keywords for you. Here's the keyword, compound monthly. Right off the bat, forget about everything else, I write down my formula without even looking at my notes. Who should I pick on? Eeny, meeny, miny, Robert, look up here. What's the formula for type 1 without looking at your notes? A equals to... Oh, you haven't memorized it yet? I want to see who can memorize. P, open brackets.
1 plus R over
1 plus R over N to the power of NT. And look at this. This little fraction only occurs at the tiny part, not the 1.
Is it R over N or R over H?
R over N. So now I'm looking for my A value. I go 1,000. Keep it simple. 1 plus, here comes the interesting part. Kieran, what's your R value going to be? That's where you made an error.
decimal.
It has to be in decimals.
0.0.
Yep. See? Interest rate in decimals. This is where people make errors. So be 0.012 over. Next part. Just out what's your N value? Nope. Look at the word. 12. See, compound. Here's your keyword to tell you what N is. Monthly. N is the number of periods in a year, which is 12 months, so I put down 12. To the power of 12 times 2. Guys, gals, let's punch this in the calculator slowly. Work with the inside bracket first. So grab your calculator right now. I'm going to work with you slowly. So here's my calculator. I'm going to work with the inside bracket first. I go 0.012 divided by 2. Oh, sorry, divided by 12. 0.012 divided by 12. I'm going to add that to 1 plus 1. I'm going to do the exponent next because we've got to follow bedmass. Exponent. So kick it in. Exponent to the power of 24 times 1,000. So let's write down my answer. A equals to $1,024. So right now in my bank account, that $1,000 I left sitting there for 2 years made me $24.28 in profit. That's how it works. Very simple. That's type 1. But somebody said, Mr. we didn't need logs. We just used a simple formula. Here's your next part, B.
Type 2?
Nope, we're not even done type 1 yet. How long, let's say I want to calculate, how long would it take for you to double your investment? Let's say we know that in 2 years I made $24.28. I don't want, that's too little for me. I want to be a thousandaire. So how long would it take me to make double my investment? I'm going to pause it. So guys, gals, if you're stuck, I'm going to give you a little hint. I know this is type 1, so let's write down my formula. A equals to P 1 plus R. Again, I write down my formula each time. Now, let's write down my initial, everything I know. 1,000. Yep, missing 0. 1 plus 0.012 over 12 to the power of 12t. Would you agree? Now, Sim, if I want to double my investment, what must your A value be?
1,224.28.
Nope. It would be 2,000. Because if I want my investment to double, my final value has to be 2,000. So let's write down 2,000 right now. 1, 2, 3 equals to 1,000. I want you to work out this bracket part and give me a nice number inside here, please. 1.001. So let's write this down. So inside gives you a really nice number, 1.001. Now, this question still looks really complicated right now. So why don't I move things over slowly? I can move 1 over number first. Aaron, what number is that? 1,000. Guys, let's take a minute. I want you to move this 1,000 over right now. Drag it to the other side. Do it. Okay, again, no tricks. You have to divide it by 1,000. Okay. So, Gary, what do you have on the left-hand side now? Sorry? 2. See? I was going to make it nice and simple. 1.001 to the power of 12t. My job is to find t. I'm going to pause it right here. And here, I have x in the exponent. It goes back to my hidden rules. If x is an exponent, try to make your base the same. If that doesn't work, we're going to log both sides. So this becomes log 2 equals to log 1.001 to the power of 12t. We're almost done. Not quite yet. Okay. Where can I put this 12t? To the front. Do it. So this becomes log 2 equals to 12t log 1.001. Guys, gals, isolate for t right now. Okay, again, nothing too bad. So t equals to log 2 divided by 12 log 1.001, and punch this in your calculator right now and solve this.
What happened to 12 in front of the t?
See, I bring this 12 and log to the side by dividing. So that's why how you get t by itself. So this now becomes, so let's solve.
Do it step by step, right?
You could, yeah, you could. So let's do this slowly. So this becomes log 2 divided by 12 times log 1.001. Bada boom. I would have to wait 57.8 years for my money to double. And that's how we do investments. 57.8 years. I'm going to give you one more question for you to try on your own before I do step type 2. Okay. So guys, try this on your own before I do type 2. Let's use a fancy name, Zena. Zena invests. So let's say, on average, how much do your parents give you when you graduate? $1 million. $20. $20. Let's say Zena invests $25. Okay. Into BON. No, Bank of No. Please, Bank of Montreal. Invest into BON. Interest rate. I'm generous. Is 2% compounded semi-annually. Question is this: how long will it take her to triple her money? To triple her money. So how long does it take for her to triple her money? I'm going to pause my recording.
Wait, what did you say?
So if I look at this, few keywords. Compound semi-annually. That's the first flag. So, and another keyword, triple. So right off the bat, I'm going to write down my formula again. I'm going to jump a few steps. My final value has to be 75. 25. 1p.
I was like, that looks really weird.
Pretend you didn't see that. 1 plus 0.02 divided by blank to the power of t. Now, this word is semi-annually. Semi-annually, Randy, what's the end value going to be? 2. And we're going to just move it over and we're going to solve it slowly. That gives you 3 equals to, again, just take a bit of time.
Wait, how do you know semi-annually is 2?
Semi-annually, because how many semi-annuals make up a year, which is 2?
How many half years make up 1 year?
So this is going to be 1.01 to the power 2t. Guys, gals, log both sides. And again, many ways of doing this. Log 3 equals to 2t log 1.01. If you want to do it slowly, I'm going to show you the slow step so you can follow along. I'm going to move the log over first. Let's bring all this over. So you have 2t equals to log 3 divided by log 1.01. Let's just divide this in our calculator right now. Log 3 divided by log 1.01. Oop, there's an error.
Same answer? If you were to just...
But no, 110.4. But now we got to divide this by 2 because of the 2t.
I know, but if you went log 3
Yep.
divided by...
2 log, you get the exact same answer.
Okay.
So your answer is really 55.2 years. I would have to wait until I have grandkids for that money to double or triple. 55.2 years. Okay. That's Zena's money, but that's how long she would have to wait. So guys, gals, this is type 1 done. So we're gonna do only type 2, then we're gonna take a break. And, what? Hi, question.
Where do you get the 2T from?
2t? Because I bring 2t to the front. Because it's 2 to power 2t.
No, but where do you get the 2 from though?
2, the key word here is semi-annually. Semi-annually means 2. because 2 half years make up a year. Okay?
That means you would divide by 2 and by 2.
Yep. Guys, type 2. Type 2. Keywords or types of question. Type 2. Keywords. And type 2 really deals with earthquakes. pH. And sound. There could be a few more, but these are the main types. Earthquake is the number 1. pH, number 2. And sound. If you took chemistry, how many of you heard of chemistry before? Hands up. Chemistry 11 or 12? You should know the pH scale, so I'm going to review that with you in a second. Yep. Formula. Oop. Formula. Formula is going to be I equals to 10 to the power of R. That's it. Very simple. No tricks. I stands for intensity. Intensity. R, put a star beside R. This is where people make mistakes. Difference in magnitude. That's R. Difference in magnitude.
Wait, magnitude or
Magnitude.
magnitude?
I will explain to you in a second. Now, on Monday, 2 days ago, February 6th, what happened in Philippines? Anyone read the news?
Earthquake.
Earthquake.
There was an earthquake in
Said
Philippines.
it for you.
So there's a news article, and this was an earthquake in Philippines, right there. It measured, I think, 6.9 on the Richter scale. Around 60 or something odd people passed away or missing, and it caused a landslide. So people in Philippines right now are in need, and so we're gonna do a little mathematical calculation with this.
Wow.
No, it sounds bad. Now, earthquake. Earthquake in Philippines. So you can see Philippines. I just want to double check something. Earthquake. 6.9 on the scale. A couple of years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, there was another earthquake, and it was in China. The China earthquake was one of the largest ones. It measured 7.5 on the Richter scale. And in China, the buildings are so old, a lot of kids were trapped in schools, and the school collapsed, and the kids died. But that's not the reason why it made the news. There was a teacher in China. He knew the building was about to collapse, so he ran out first. Kid you not? And then the school collapsed, and then all the kids died. And then then basically now they're saying that he should have been there dead with the kids. The question is, no. Then he ran away. I think to Surrey, to Matheson somewhere. Don't be racist. So guys, now the question is, did he have the right to run away first, or should he have stayed and
What is the kid
collapsed?
with them?
It's like in this thing, he knows that the building was collapsing, and then he took off, and that's why it was all over the news.
Kids with them, though.
Sorry?
That's why I don't understand.
Okay, there's 30 kids. Who are you gonna take?
All of
Take
them.
them all. Like, come with me. Let's go.
I would take the grumpy one.
So,
Oh.
so just like this, if there was an earthquake in the school, the first thing we were taught is to duck and cover. If I know the building is about to collapse, see ya. If you see me running, try to keep up, guys. I'm kidding. But seriously, that was a true story in China, and I don't know what happened to that teacher. That's how he became famous, and he made the news, and it was all over the news, and they were saying he should have been responsible and should have stayed there with it, and then it's one of those survival instincts.
Are you serious?
Seriously, no, that's a true story. I'll load up the news article for you in a second. But for now, your question is this. How many times more powerful is the China quake versus Philippine quake. We know the difference is not small. It's the same as it's only point whatever. It's not. It's too minor. The question is this: how many times greater is the China quake? So this teacher is teaching some Wayne Surrey right now. Probably maths in last time I heard. Mr. Mo. How times greater is the China quake? But I'll load up the news article for you, and you can actually see the building in the background all crumbled. And the reason why is in China is a poor district, so they have buildings made out of clay and brick. So in an earthquake, clay and brick will collapse right down. There's no helping. Guys, gals, go for it. I'm going to pause it and let you have some. How many times greater is the China quake? Right off the bat, I know I'm going to use this earthquake formula. I equals to 10 to the power of R. So I'm going to plug in slowly. Because I'm looking for intensity. How many times greater? 10. But now, here's a question. R, you got to be careful about R. 0.6. So all we're going to do is just plug in our formula. 10 to the power of 0.6. Yep. I equals to 3.98. So which means the Chinese quake was 3.98 times more powerful. Even though it seems like small, if the earthquake in the Philippines killed around 60, just imagine 4 times more powerful. But in this one, in China, it's killed 9,000. Yep. So one small magnitude change causes a lot more powerful.
What was the one in Japan?
The tsunami in Japan was 7.2, I think. Try this one.
No, wasn't it?
Japan. Last March has an earthquake that measured around 7.2 or 7.6 on scale.
Yeah, it was more than that.
Nope.
Wait, let me figure it out.
Now, here's your question.
It was like an 8 point something.
An unknown quake in BC was 420 times more powerful. There is in BC they predict a big one to hit BC every 300 or 400 years. We are on our 400th year with no big one yet, so it's coming. Yeah, we are overdue. Yep, this is why I said the big one's coming. So if you see me running, try to keep up.
But nothing's happening to us, right? Yeah, we're good. We live on a hill. We're on top of the hill.
Unknown quake BC was 420 times more powerful. Oh, by the way, there's supposed to be earthquake drill tomorrow, so but they got canceled. But it's sometime next week.
Wait.
No.
What class? What class?
Here we go. Find the magnitude of this unknown quake. Of this quake. And this is going to be my last question before lunch. An unknown quake in BC was 420 times more powerful. Find the magnitude of this quake. When they talk about pH, it's the same concept. Difference in magnitude.
Don't they all work in like different scales or like all like?
But same formula. Yep. So guys, gals, the question is, in this question, what do you actually solve for, I or R? You're solving for R. So let's find R right now. We know it's 420 times more powerful, so that's my I value. I'm going to plug in I equals to 10 to the power of R. 420. 10 power of R. Solve for R right now.
What does I stand for?
I is your intensity. How many times more intense it is. So I'm going to log both sides because it's all about log now. So this really becomes log 420 equals to R log 10. And log 10 is just 1, so let's plug in my calculator.
Where'd you get 10 from?
10? It's in my formula, original formula. Log 420. 2.62. So R equals to 2.62. But is that my answer? No. Think about what you got to do with that answer. Oh, whoa. Are you going to add or minus? Add. Because this unknown quake in BC is do for a big one. It's supposed to be a huge one. It's hitting BC. It's going to be measured somewhere around 7 to 9. That's their prediction on the scale. So we add, because it's more powerful, so you go 7.6 plus 2.62.
10.2.
It was 10.22. We won't even have time to run.
Oh, it costs the scale.
10.22.
You can't go over 10 or something, I heard.
So you guys, gals, that's the concept we're supposed to work with. This is called the power of type 2 questions. How to calculate the intensity. If I teach you the pH, it's the same thing. I can just go over pH quickly with you. If you took... yeah, but I'm not going to give you questions. Go.
If it's less, then we would minus it, right?
Yep. pH scale. If you took chemistry, pH scale goes from 0 to 14. 0 is considered acidic. 14, basic. It's the same concept as earthquakes. They ask you, this has a pH of this, this has a pH of this. How many more times more acidic is something? And all we have to use the same formula. There's no difference. But this is called the pH scale. I may give you a quiz on this tomorrow. But guys and gals, that ends our type 2. And I'm going to give you a short breather, because after lunch we're going to do some more intense stuff. This is end of part 1.